3 ways Trump indictment could help DeSantis, 3 ways it could hurt him. Ready?
Go for it.
Number 1, it highlights the baggage Trump would bring to the presidency.
Yeah,
Uh,
nobody cares about that.
how the indictment of President Trump could help Ron. Ron DeSantis will say, hey, don't vote for Trump. He has all this baggage. Look at all these crimes. Vote for me instead. I mean, that's what DeSantis is going to say. Uh, I'm a drama-free leader. Yeah, implied that contrast to Trump could feel more pronounced if the former president has a mugshot taken next week. Look at that mugshot. You don't want to vote for that guy. Vote for me, Ron DeSantis. That's what it, something along those lines. So that's a way you could help him.
I don't think he plays that angle though.
No?
No, he might imply it from time to time, but it won't be his primary goal there because it actually that second one would
Mm-hmm.
directly contradict the first one.
It could
And
give DeSantis
DeSantis is
another
already
chance
trying to
to
play
connect with the
this
MAGA
angle here.
base.
Yeah,
Um,
he's already been saying he's towed the party line on it and been like, yeah, this is a political witch hunt. I don't like it when prosecutors do things for political reasons. Um, Bragg is a political puppet, and yeah,
mhm.
he's played that whole thing so that he can get some of the MAGA base on his side, or at
Okay.
the very least that he can try to win these people over. So I think the second point is much more
Much better.
useful than the first one.
Okay. Number 3, it provides an opportunity to show his powers as governor. For a brief period on Thursday, DeSantis' statement raised the possibility of an unprecedented, drawn-out legal ordeal playing out within the Sunshine State. But in short order, Trump's lawyers and officials in New York made it clear that the former president would turn himself in, making extradition unnecessary. So there was a brief moment where we were like, hey, he lives in Florida. Are we going to have to get him? And if we do, can
And
we?
DeSantis was like, "We won't even cooperate with you if you try to get him."
That's dangerous. That sets a very dangerous precedent.
I didn't even know about that actually, but
Um,
that would have
legal
been
experts have
pretty.
said DeSantis could likely only delay Trump's extradition in this case rather than stop it. Um, that would be a very wild situation where,
I think that would have helped DeSantis a lot, and I wonder if Trump actually agreed to just come in because he didn't want to help DeSantis' chances that much. Because DeSantis doing that would make him 1A to Trump's 1 for the MAGA base. You know,
wait, you think that the um, the district courts of New York put out uh, an arraignment, indictment of Trump. Trump lives in Florida. They try to arrest him, and Governor DeSantis would stop them from doing so, and that would
or
help
at the very least
DeSantis.
delay the arrest,
He would
delay the extradition,
delay the
make a big
extradition,
show of it,
and that would help
so
him.
that yeah, absolutely, because
Oh,
that gets the base for Trump seeing
hmm,
DeSantis as an ally.
okay. Against the law. It's Trump and
Well,
DeSantis against
hold
the
on.
rule of law. Let's go, boys.
Trump, well, the way it would be painted is Trump and DeSantis against the establishment. Is what it would be. Is that's what the word there is the establishment,
The
right?
establishment of
So
the law. Okay,
DeSantis could.
and
Well, hold on. They said that legally he could probably delay Trump's extradition. Okay, and New York is not Florida. New York is not the federal court, so he could probably get away with defying New York.
okay.
Uh,
That that sounds
Now,
like
if it was a
our
federal
entire
indictment,
country would fall apart.
if it was a federal indictment and he tried to resist it, now you're
Okay.
looking at a lot less ability to do that. But New York to Florida, I could see it.
Okay.
I
I
still think,
I think you're
yeah,
right
it's
that
most likely just delayed.
yeah
But
that their fans would love it.
yes,
I think
exactly.
it would be
That would be a huge benefit to
anti-law
DeSantis.
and the
Anti-New York law,
opposite
but
of it would be the opposite of law and order. But the Republicans are often the opposite of law and order,
it would. Oh,
in my
it would
opinion.
100% be a political play.
Yeah.
Like eventually, the understanding I think on in the DeSantis camp would end up being that yes, he is still eventually going to get extradited,
Hmm.
but we can play it up like we're fighting against that happening.
Hmm.
And then in the end, it will we get to look way better, and we get to be seen as an ally as opposed to opposition, so that if we have to, uh, or if Trump ends up losing in the primary, then I don't look so bad about that.
Okay.
Like the base is more likely to shift over to DeSantis in that case.
Okay. Um, how Trump's indictment could hurt DeSantis. Number one, the indictment redirects all attention to Trump. I think
True.
that's a good point. If you're Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Chris Christie, when you go to Iowa, you need the press to come. Instead, the press will be in Manhattan.
Yep.
And I'd say that one's pretty much right on the money. DeSantis is going to go
Uh,
to these primary states, and nobody's going to care, or fewer people will pay attention because Trump's on walking.
it's all about the screen time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
he's put handcuffs on himself when he's walking in, and then the press will go on for 7 days about how the handcuffs weren't put there by a cop, and then the Trump put the handcuffs on himself as they walked in, and it's just a
well, yeah, and that's one of those things is you saw in 2016, there was that one chart that because Trump was so incendiary during his campaign that news stations couldn't help but just cover him
hmm
like 24/7, and he got like something like $1 trillion in free advertising
right,
from all the news companies.
and they were just focused on the empty podium. Like
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I,
all
I,
kinds of
I think I watched that one time. I was like watching the news, and then the news people were at the bottom, almost like our setup here
like a
is
stream.
with
Yeah,
like a stream. They're in the bottom where I am right now, and up in the center was just an empty podium that said Trump will speak soon, and then the words at the bottom were like Trump to speak soon, and it went on for like 10, 15 minutes. And I suspect that he watched and saw that and was like, yeah, give it 15 more minutes. Uh, have them focused on my empty podium. That's I don't like Trump, but that he's good at the media. He's good at TV.
yes, he is. And that is a strong quality to have as a presidential candidate.
Hmm. Number two, it galvanizes Republicans to Trump's side. So
Saw that in the polling data.
yeah, we saw that in the polling data. He will go on to talk about how the law is out to get him, and it's all a political farce and a witch hunt, and the his fans will love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Number three, Trump will likely see a fundraising boost. So uh, not long after the news of indictment, Trump's team sent a fundraising email. We are living through the darkest chapter in American history. With your support, we will write the next great chapter of American history, and 2024 will forever go down as the year we saved our republic. So,
Yeah, I got
um,
those kind of emails. Um, they all read like that though.
4 million in the 24 hours after the news of indictment. So he already made $4 million for the campaign, which I think you're allowed to pay lawyers. The PAC laws are weird and difficult, and if he's lucky, he's got a really smart couple of lawyers that are taking care of it. But yeah, this 4 million is going to help him in his legal troubles.
Yeah, and the fact that that pack rolled out an ad bashing DeSantis, I think, is very telling. What it
Mm-hmm.
tells me is that they're actually that camp, the Trump camp, is actually very worried about DeSantis,
Mm-hmm.
and that they
Yeah.
see him as a very serious threat to uh, Trump in the primary.
Oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. Uh, if you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. Um, this is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.